What's going on, Read My Lips people? We are back. Back like we ain't never left, baby. So, today's going to be a little different. Not going to be speaking so much on Yang. But I've been getting a lot of people reaching out to me about what's happening with Sha'Carri Richardson. Right? It's went viral. It's been all over social media. People have been DMing me. People have been talking about it in person. And again, usually this channel speaks about politics and what's going on with politics, policies, facts, and fact-based driven ideas and things along those lines. But people have been wanting my opinion on this, and I'll give it. So, Sha'Carri is a U.S. sprinter, an amazing athlete, and she's been catching headlines recently because of how well she performed. I mean, she's absolutely an amazing, tremendous athlete. I aspire to be anywhere close to the kind of athlete that she is. With that being said, she was supposed to go and compete in the Tokyo Olympics. However, she has been suspended for 1 month after testing positive for marijuana. And the people who test it is a U.S. doping agency. Okay, and it's created an outcry, an outpour of emotion has come from this, and people are saying all sorts of stuff. Some of which I agree with, some of which I don't. And so, look, if you're clicking on this because you want me to have an emotional, visceral reaction to this, this ain't the video for you. But I will break down how I feel, and you take it how you want and go from there, okay? So this has sparked interesting talk about anti-marijuana laws and how it has a history of systemic racism, okay? So I'm not going to lie to you. I agree with almost everything people are saying, down to the systemic racism, the history of using marijuana to incarcerate and put your foot on the necks of black and brown people all over. I agree with everyone talking about that and being outraged from it. I mean, there's quotes all over. People are talking about how cannabis helps millions of people every day and that it's not a PED. And how people are going to boycott the Summer Olympics. And how they're trying to assassinate her character. Listen, I can sit here and say I agree with almost everything I've heard. What I will not agree with is people disagreeing with your opinion and you lashing out at them and attacking them. It's people attacking other people who may disagree with them or have a different opinion, because I've been seeing that. So while I can sit here and say I agree with how you guys feel about, the anti-marijuana laws, listen, I'm a Yang supporter. I was a Bernie supporter. Legalize weed. If you're sitting here and you're telling me like this is archaic, their thoughts about marijuana is archaic, and that it should be legal, and it's not even something that should be being tested, then I can agree with you. I can agree with you on every single point. But you have to agree that that's what she signed up for. That's what she signed up for. Okay? So while I can agree with every single person saying that these laws need to be changed, these rules and regulations need to be changed, if you can't sit here and anybody trying to get into politics at this point, being anti-marijuana, see ya. It's not happening.
See ya.
You're wasting your time, right? As soon as we get the old heads out of there and get the younger generation in there, and we're starting to slowly see it, where marijuana is becoming legalized all over the place in many different states, right? We see it happening before our eyes, right? So while we can agree with this, we also have to acknowledge that she signed up for this knowing that you couldn't smoke. Okay? And here's where people are going to flip it. They're going to say she lost her mother and that it was a very stressful time for her and all reasons why one would want to fucking smoke. All reasons why I feel she deserves to smoke. I can't even imagine the trials and tribulations she had to go through, the trials and tribulations she is going through. And God damn it, you needed to calm your nerves. You needed to relax. You probably had a ton of anxiety. And that fucking helped you. Because that's what marijuana does. But she's been the most mature one out of everybody I've seen talking about this. And this is what we're going to use, and Ben Shapiro says it all the time, probably one of the very few smart things he's ever said in his career. Facts over feelings. So Shacarri is being an adult. And she's doing what everybody else, which I wish they would do. She's owning it. Yeah, but the weed laws are archaic and yeah. I agree. She agrees, I agree, we all agree. But she knew what the fuck she was doing. She signed up for it. You can't sign up for it, acknowledge the rules, and then when you break them, be like, well, you know what? These rules weren't fair to begin with. Well, you should have never played the game. But she's not complaining. And she was someone that already earned my respect. She had my respect, and this tripled it. Why? Because, like Richardson said to NBC, I want to take responsibility for my actions. I know what I did. I know what I'm supposed to do. I know what I'm allowed to do and not to do, and I still made that decision. So she's doing what everybody else can't seem to wrap their mind around. She's fucking owning it. So while we can all agree that the system is archaic and that marijuana should fucking be legalized and that there's a history of systemic racism following it, right? She signed up for it. She knew what the cost would be had she did it. And she did it anyway. And she's fucking owning it. That was the most impressive thing. As I'm going through Twitter, as I'm going through Facebook, everyone's making every excuse in the world for her. She didn't make a fucking excuse. Everyone's saying, oh, she's so young. She's 21. She doesn't know what she's doing. No. She said, I knew exactly what the fuck I was doing. And I did it knowing full well what the outcome could be. Everyone else is over angry for her, over sad for her. Oh, everyone else is beyond. She took it like a fucking champ. She took it like a boss. Respect amplified by 20. She could have easily come out and said, well, this isn't fair and the history and the system. Nope, she didn't do any of that. She didn't fucking do any of that. She took it like a fucking boss. And again, I'm going to reiterate before people get in their feelings. If you're talking about marijuana and its history and how shitty it's been being used against us, I agree. I agree with all of that. But in this scenario, for the sport, you're not allowed to use it. Should that be changed for the future? Yes. Should it have been changed now? Yes, but it wasn't. But should that be changed? Absolutely. But she decided to compete while it was not changed, knew the outcome, risk versus reward, and she took it like a champ. So I'm reading all this. Everyone else is sad for her. Everyone else is overly angry for her. She's like, yeah, I knew what I knew what the fuck I was doing. I'm seeing protect our queen, protect our sisters. What do you mean protect? What are you talking about? They didn't light the shit and give it to her. This wasn't a plot. This wasn't a scheme. They didn't set out and be like, Black Queen, we gotta fuck her up. We gotta make sure she doesn't. No. That's not what happened. She made these decisions on her own. Everyone is right. The people over here saying she knew what she was doing, right? The people over here saying these marijuana laws are bad. You shouldn't be attacking these people saying she knew what she was doing. You're both correct. The people that are saying they have rules and she knew what she was doing when she broke them, they're correct. The people over here saying these marijuana laws were oppressive and talking about the systemic racism involved around it, you're correct too. All through social media, I see them bashing each other. That's not helping. You're not helping the cause. Just because they don't seem as sympathetic or as emotionally distraught as the people over here, doesn't mean it's not a reason to attack these people. It is not a reason to attack each other. Why do we do that? As soon as someone disagrees with us or has a different opinion or doesn't exactly feel about it the way we feel about it, we go apeshit. We gotta attack them. We gotta call, shame on you, wag. I think I might even have the fucking screenshot. Let me see if I have the screenshot. The hubris of some people. So, I'm not gonna say any names because I don't want them being attacked. But people are mad. This is just an example. She should have known better. Half of you grown motherfuckers still don't know better. At 21, you lose your mom weeks before running, be critiqued for your hair, nails, and body, make it to the Olympics when they counted you out. Weed, the same weed black men sit in prison for, while white men make millions. The same weed used for anxiety, cancer, and other ailments. Telling a 21-year-old how to deal with grief, slander, and pressure is the hill y'all want to die on. You can tell who didn't receive unconditional love in their home. Baby, we are still extremely proud of you. Protect black women at all costs. What's ironic about this is this person is wagging her finger at other people saying she should have knew better when she herself is saying, I should have known better. Do you not see do you not see this? She herself is saying, yeah, I know what I'm allowed to do and I should have known better. People over here are saying, I mean, she wanted to play the sport, she should have known better. How dare you say she should have known better? Stop attacking each other. Stop it. Stop it. She's okay. She's okay. She's okay. I'm sure she's torn up inside. But she's handled it like a boss. Y'all handle it like a boss. Please. Cutting each other's throats because different opinions. She's not asking for you to come in with a cape and save her. I mean, holy shit. So she's not going to do the 100-meter dash, but it's still unclear if she's going to be selected for the women's relay team, right? I hope she is. And, Shacarri, I want to say this fucking sucks. You should be able to smoke marijuana. Um, they need to catch up and get with the time. But I also humbly appreciate your maturity and how you handled the situation. Because you could have had a fit, and you didn't do any of that. You handled it like a boss. I know you fucking needed that blunt. You've been going through some shit. I get it. I get it, baby. I get it. But you're handling it like a boss. Now, hopefully, we can stop attacking each other, right? Hopefully we can stop being mad that someone has a different opinion than us on the matter, or that someone's not as outraged as we are on the matter, and get these laws changed. So no other athlete, whether they be black or not, has to go through this kind of bullshit. Because that's what it is. They just ain't catch up with the time yet. Wild. I've never seen so much discourse within the African American community as I've seen today. Again, I'm supposed to be working on another video, but I just had to touch on this because people are hitting me up like, aren't you outraged? I mean, I wouldn't use the word outraged. I'm saddened. I'm annoyed. But ask her how she feels about it. Look at her quote. It'll tell you. And they were bringing up Michael Phelps. So let's look at the Michael Phelps situation, right? People immediately, they don't do any research, right? There's Phelps. The situation with Phelps. We got this shit on. We have this shit. All you gotta do is just a tad bit of research, and you'll see just how different the situation is between her and Phelps. But if you're not gonna do that, I'll do it for you. Let's look it up. So, many people are comparing this to Phelps, the most decorated Olympian of all time with 23 medals, who was caught smoking marijuana in 2009. As a result, USA Swimming stripped Phelps of its financial support. He was banned from competing for 3 months, and he lost a major Kellogg sponsorship deal. Some pointed out the similarities between Phelps and Richardson, questioning why the former was allowed to compete in the Olympics. However, the situations differ due to the timing. Phelps' suspension took place 6 months after the Beijing Olympics and 5 months before the 2009 World Championships. Richardson's suspension is mere weeks before the games are slated to begin. Moreover, Phelps never actually tested positive for THC. He was only caught smoking from a bong on camera months after the Olympics occurred, which didn't disqualify any of his scores. Cannabis is prohibited by the International Olympic Committee's World Anti-Doping Agency unless an athlete has an approved therapeutic use exemption. If an athlete tests positive for THC, they can receive anti-doping rule violation and sanction, as the organization considers it performance-enhancing substance, a health risk, and goes against the spirit of the sport. Well, fuck your spirit of the sport. I can care less about how you feel about the spirit of the fucking sport. But, and as far as the health risk shit too, like, yeah, it's not a fucking health risk. Nice try. I don't think it's performance-enhancing either. However, people were saying this. I saw this argument. I'm not saying I necessarily agree with this argument. I'm going to throw it out there. People were saying it copes with the nervousness and anxiety and stressfulness. Yeah, that's what weed does. So people were saying, if you have athletes up there and some of them are nervous and jittery and anxious and all the above, and they're not taking marijuana, but one is taking marijuana, thus getting rid of their nervousness and anxiousness and anxiety, does that give them the edge? An edge over someone who isn't taking marijuana and has those symptoms? One could argue it could. Me without weed, anxious and nervous. Me with weed, not anxious and nervous. Now compete. So, and again, I'm not saying I necessarily agree with that. These are just some of the arguments that were presented to me. I'll reiterate, because you gotta do that now in this day and age, because people will only hear the part they want to hear and ignore the other things you're saying. I think she should have been able to smoke. I can't imagine what she was going through and how she felt. Trying times isn't even the word. However, they had rules. She acknowledged them. She chose to play by those rules. She got caught. She's taking it on the chin. Like a fucking champ, like a fucking boss. And I've gained and garnered even more respect for her from it. So that's how I feel about it. Everybody, you don't gotta DM me anymore, you don't gotta inbox me anymore. That's how I feel about it. Should these athletes be allowed to smoke marijuana? Yes. Do I think they should uphold the month suspension? Yeah, you got to. Those are the rules she chose to play by. Should it change for the future? Abso-fucking-lutely. That's where I stand on it. And stop attacking each other. Stop attacking each other for opinions. I guarantee there's probably going to be people attacking me in the comment section because of my opinion. Because it doesn't fit in line with exactly what they wanted to. So, yeah. That's what I got to say about that. I know she's going to be fine. She's going to get through it. She's going to be in the history books. She's a hell of an athlete. And I aspire to be even a quarter as good an athlete as she is. If you like what you see, if you like what you hear, please like, comment, subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. If you don't, let me know in the comment section why. I'm always down to talk about it. I have a Cash App, a PayPal, a Venmo, a Patreon. Please feel free to donate to the channel. Every little bit helps. Hopefully I'll be talking to you soon. I got to finish up this ranked choice voting shit I'm talking about in the next video. Peace.
Sometimes I'm feeling high, but sometimes I'm feeling low. I wanna stay inside, I could call my bed my home. I've been trapped inside my mind, that's what keeps me in the zone. I think that I'll be fine, but I do not really know, yeah. It's too late for me, not too late for you. To be great, you'll see, the pain's worth the truth. I don't wanna be just someone that's new. I speak my mind so free, so you could hear the truth. Yeah, I know that we all have fear. In the back of our minds we hear the devil that's in our ear. Let it push you to see more clear. I don't wanna think about the pain no more. Everybody's not the same. We all open different doors. Yeah, we've all got different brains. That's what keeps starting these wars. I just stay within my lane, hope my words even score. I just try to keep it real.